then the young people who do the right thing and respond to what they do with them deserve to have an affordable alternative that every single young American can access, and it may not be possible to get there by simply piling more aid into the current delivery system. We need to figure out a way to find more affordable ways to give flexible, high-quality, higher education to the American people. And so, if you want to really help them to succeed in City Year's current mission, think about that when you leave. Think about what we can do to make sure if they do their part, we do ours by making sure that there is an affordable alternative for all these young people that they are giving hope to, that they are developing skills and self-confidence in, that they are educating to think as they do, that the world is their oyster, they can do whatever they want as long as they figure out a way to do it together. And that's the last thing I want to say. Don't forget, the most important phenomenon of the world we live in today is its interdependence. The most important political development is our communitarian understanding, which now has embraced both political parties and people across the flesh. We need two good parties. We need a conservative argument and a liberal argument on every little thing that is of any complexity. But we can't deny the fundamental realities. Just like in the Cold War, neither the Democrats or the Republicans could deny that the Soviet Union had plenty of nuclear weapons and that we could blow the world up if we blew it. And so we found ways to work together within that fundamental reality. The fundamental reality of the current age is that these young people are going to live in an interdependent world where they cannot escape each other's fate. It is a world that has to be one of shared benefits and shared responsibilities, where we revel in our differences, but our common humanity matters more. And I would argue that the President Obama's election has two historic elements of significance. Everybody knows he's the first African-American president, and for me as a Southerner, that's a big deal. Lifts the burden of history off our shoulders and allows us to tell all our kids that if you work for it, you can be whatever you want to be. That is a big deal. But in the rest of the world, and increasingly in this country, the second part of the significance may matter more to their future, which is this is not a biracial country anymore. This is a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-religious country in which and in a funny way, it frees us all up to be interested in our differences and also to reaffirm our common humanity. Every time one of these City Year students goes to work in service, they reaffirm our common humanity. Every time they take a new step with a new student, no matter how different they are, no matter what their strengths and weaknesses, they are reaffirming the communitarian nature of the world in which we live. They're saying, if we're interdependent, we're not going to let it fall apart. And every time you give $5 or support in other ways this kind of endeavor, you are helping to empower people to face all of our problems, from poverty to disease to terror to religious conflict to climate change, in a way that gives them a chance to live in the most prosperous, peaceful, exciting time the world has ever known. So don't stop. Thank you very much.
President Clinton, thank you for those inspiring words and for all that you've done and continue to do for City Year, America, and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back in a little while.